Good afternoon, my friends. I'm back for another chat with you, just vloggy style. I'm just going to share some thoughts on my mind, and I thought I would light some incense. There we go. So today has been a wonderful day. Again, we woke up at 5 a.m. It was around 5:06-ish by the time we started our meditation. We would love to do it earlier. It sounds really strange because it's like we already wake up earlier than most people. And now we want to wake up even earlier. The reason why is because we have so much energy in the morning and it's such a wonderful time to be awake that we want to be earlier. So we're going to start pushing our hours earlier. Now, we don't necessarily have to, but in order to do so, we need to go to bed even earlier at night. So tonight I have my phone set for 8:45. At 8:45, I drop everything that I'm going to be doing, whatever it is, and head upstairs to get ready for bed and try to be in bed by 9 and asleep by 9:15. I think that should be okay, but we'll play with that. We'll see how it goes. I'll share with you guys how I'm feeling, how we're doing, all that kind of good stuff. But we want to increase our meditation. So right now, if you guys have been following our 5 a.m. club or a miracle morning or whatever you want to call it, we've been doing 10 minutes of everything, or 9 minutes, because that's how long snooze is. And we want to increase our meditations because we find that 10 minutes just isn't enough for us anymore. So we're going to move it up to 15. And this morning we did do 15 and it was just perfect. For right now, we're going to stick around the 15-minute mark. I feel like 10 minutes just isn't enough to really get into it, but the 15 minutes gives us a little bit of time. And by the time we're done the 15, it's like, not that we're ready to get on with the rest, but it feels comfortable. Like, it feels like we've accomplished something with our meditation. So we moved it to 15 minutes. And again, I had random images pop into my head like we all do when we meditate. And I started thinking about how I used to clean, because I had this random image of the house that I used to live in way back in the day in Edmonton, and not the apartment that I was in, but even before that, when I was married before. And I had this image in my mind of it being completely messy because it was always messy. I remembered, I was feeling all of the emotions, remembering the way that that house was not clean. And I always had this kind of like wall or barrier towards cleaning. I felt like I had to clean to avoid getting not yelled at, but just like to avoid feeling like I failed as a person or, you know, a wife or whatever. I had to clean so that I didn't feel bad, which is a horrible reason to clean. We should clean because we want to clean. We should clean because we want to have a nice house and we want to have clean dishes. But yeah, so a lot of those emotions around that came into play, and I just felt this like overwhelming sense of gratitude for Nate, because since being with Nate, I have a totally different perspective on cleaning. And I know a lot of people are clean and they clean a lot, but there are some people who don't, who are just naturally messy people. And I'm one of those. I'm naturally messy. But since being with Nate, I have realized that I don't have to be that way, that I actually enjoy cleaning. And the reason why is because he's made it fun to clean, and he just cleans because he likes to clean. He dances to music. He's really thorough with everything. He's not angry if things are dirty. And it's really just inspired me to be clean and to keep everything nice, because I like his attitude towards a clean house and I want to embody that. And I thought, how cool is that? That is just like when you're promoting a healthy diet or veganism or an ideal or something. You don't want to promote it so that the person feels guilty if they don't do it. So you're promoting veganism. You don't want to make it out for the other person to feel guilty if they don't become vegan, because then they're becoming vegan for fear that you're going to judge them, for fear that they're not going to be good enough in your eyes. For all of these reasons, they may go vegan just to quiet down those voices. Whereas if they see you being an awesome vegan and enjoying great food and living with a compassionate heart and just sharing the awesomeness of the lifestyle, it's a lot easier for people to gravitate towards you because they want what you have, or they want, I don't mean that they want what you have, but they want to embody what you stand for the most part. I mean, like, this is just generalized, obviously. Not everyone's going to come to veganism that way or want to be vegan because of that. But I've noticed, for the most part, that it's a great way to help people see and to help people not feel guilty about becoming vegan, but more so want to be vegan because it's just such a beautiful way of life, full of love, full of hydration, full of good food, and all of that stuff. So that was something that I thought about during my meditation. I wanted to share with you. I get so many ideas when I'm meditating. It's awesome, but at the same time, it kind of sucks because I can't write anything down. I mean, I could just, type it in or write it down, but it's like I want to stay in the meditation, but I get all these ideas and I try to remember them, but then I'm not meditating. So it's like, it's an interesting battle within the mind when we meditate, but it's just a journey and we're learning how to control the mind and all that good stuff. So yeah, I just get so many ideas. It's pretty fun. Let's see, what else could I talk about? The bowls. If there's a question that I get more often than where do you get your protein, it's where do you get your bowls? I wanted to share in this video where we got these bowls. These are the most popular ones. We have 3 white ones and one kind of like a brownish one. They're plastic, they're not wood, and they come from President's Choice, which is Superstore in Canada. For Canadians, these came from Superstore. And they switch them up every season pretty much. So winter, summer, spring, fall, they have different kinds. And these ones obviously aren't available anymore, neither are the wooden ones. They one time had a bamboo season where they were the same plastic, just bamboo inside. We have 2 of those as well. So that's where we get them. We get them at Superstore, or at least I got them at Superstore when I was living in Canada and I brought them down here. So they might be a little hard to get unless you live in Canada and you have access to a Superstore. But again, they change up the colors and the patterns and all of that every season. So you might not be able to get the same bowls that I do or be able to find them. Another great place to get bowls is IKEA. I have seen bowls similar to this, and we did have some that had like a bamboo inside, which were cool, but we did get a little bit of peeling on one of the bowls. So there's that. And then otherwise, I highly recommend checking out thrift stores. I have found some amazing bowls and little props for my photos and stuff at thrift stores. I have this one wooden bowl with 4 little tiny bowls inside that I paid $7 for. And they're really awesome, really high quality, great wood. But you can find bowls at many specialty kitchen stores. You can find a lot of bowls online. But yeah, so that's where we get our bowls. Aside from that, I don't really have too much to talk about today. I did have somebody ask me if I experienced a lot of detox in the original, like when I first went raw. And I have some opinions on detox. I personally feel that the word is greatly overused because I've had people message me and say, oh, I have a flu or a bug or something, I feel nauseated and I have diarrhea and this and that, and I just went raw like 12 days ago. Is it detox? And it seems that the word detox is always the default to explain symptoms that have no explanation. They just assume that it's detox. Or if your hair's falling out, it's detox. If you have lots of acne, it's detox. And sometimes there are detox symptoms that are like that. But I would say the vast majority of symptoms that you have are probably not detox. There's something else. The biggest symptoms are headaches, lethargy, hair loss, like menstrual cycle disappearing. And those are all mostly because of a lack of calories. It's not detox. So some people will start a raw food diet without really knowing how much they need to eat because they may be scared to track their calories on Chronometer. They might be like, no, I'm just going to intuitively eat, without really learning what they need to eat. So if you're not learning how much you need, then you might not know how much you need. And it's very important to learn that. So if you're not eating enough and you're going about your days, you're only at maybe 900 calories, after a little while, you're probably going to feel sick or, maybe feel like you're getting headaches, you're really tired. And a lot of people might say that they're going through detox because it's classic detox symptoms, but they're actually not eating enough food. And that's the underlying cause of the symptoms. It's not detox, it's that they're not eating enough. So as soon as they increase their calories and they actually start eating enough, they're like, oh, I feel better, I feel good. Another thing with detox, and this is just my 2 cents. Again, these vlogs are all just me talking to the camera, to you guys, because I love you guys. But I think that when people say that they need to like cleanse deeper and get deeper and do all fruit and do fasts and all of this, if somebody's getting detox symptoms, they'll say if you add greens, you're going to slow the detox. I personally don't believe that greens slow detox. The reason why greens slow detox, or I don't know how to word this. Okay, so when a person has symptoms, they add greens, the symptoms go away. So people assume that greens slow the detox because you don't have symptoms anymore. So it's slowing it down. However, I believe that the greens actually facilitate and they pull the toxins out of the body so the toxins aren't auto-intoxifying you. So if you got toxins floating around your system and you're not pulling them out, they're not leaving your body, they're gonna make you feel crappy. So by including a lot of greens, that's gonna be the bulk that you need to pull the toxins out of your body. Plus, on top of that, you're feeding your good bacteria, your gut microbiome, which is incredibly necessary for your health. I don't believe that eliminating greens is necessary for detox. I believe that adding greens is necessary for detox. I think that adding greens is so beneficial to pull those toxins out of the body, which is the whole point of detoxing. And on that note, I believe that we detox every day, all the time. We just burden the body with foods like processed stuff, oils, animal products, and even some cooked foods will burden the body and won't detox properly. We detox every day. We don't need to push our body into severe detox, go on all these fasts to be ultra pure. We just need to get rid of the offending foods and allow the body to detox naturally all on its own by providing a lot of hydration, because we need that to help detoxify, and a lot of fiber to help pull those toxins out of the body. 2 super hugely important things: greens and hydration, to help that detox. Yes, fruit is amazing. Yes, hydration is amazing, but so are greens, and they're so necessary, because when you go on long extended fasts, your bacteria are being deprived of their food source. So you're not going to get all of the food in there for the good bacteria, and they're going to die off. So when you're finished your cleanse, you're going to go back to eating fruit and then salads. And for some people, it can take years, months to years, to regrow bacteria that's died off, especially if they've done a round of antibiotics, which can kill off all of the bacteria. So yeah, I personally think that the gut bacteria is one of the most important things in our body. There's more of them than there are of you. Like, there's more bacteria cells in your body, in your colon, and on your skin and everywhere else than there are cells on your body or in your body. So there's more of them than us, really. And we need to feed them because they provide us 70% of our immunity. They provide us nutrition. They actually convert certain vitamins into other nutrients that are beneficial. Like, for example, they convert vitamin K1 into K2, which is necessary for bone, teeth, formation, and all that good stuff. So they are necessary for our health, and we need to feed them, and they prefer raw plant fiber. That's their favorite source of food. So yeah, I think that detox is better when you add greens. So don't use detox to justify any crazy symptoms. Look into your symptoms. Make sure that you're eating enough, because if you're not eating enough, you can get detox symptoms. And then people blow it off as detox and they say, keep going, you're detoxing, it's good. But they're not eating enough. So they can run into deficiencies, and then they feel sicker, and then they want to fast. So it's a snowball effect. We just need to make sure that we get rid of the offending foods, we eat enough, and we keep those greens and hydration at optimal levels so that our body can naturally detox all on its own. So those are my 2 cents. I don't mean to piss anybody off if they disagree with me. I know that there's some people who are really super pro fasting, and I have a very deep respect for fasting. I just don't think that the vast majority of people need to be doing fasts, especially when we just decide we're like, oh, I should do a 30-day juice fast or cleanse or a challenge or whatever. The body doesn't necessarily want that. And I believe that there's only 2 reasons why wild animals fast. Number 1, there's a famine. There's nothing around. There's literally nothing to eat. So they fast. And number 2, they're sick and dying. So unless you're like really sick and dying and your body is actually rejecting the food, that is when I would fast. I will only fast for those 2 reasons. If there's absolutely no food around, which doesn't last long normally, maybe a couple hours to maximum of day, but I don't even fast for that long. If I even do, like I might skip a meal because there's no food around. But aside from that, I would only fast if my body actually rejected food. Like if I had a gigantic salad and I just looked at it and I was like, I'm gonna puke if I even smell, like I can't even, no, I don't even want it. And you know that feeling where you're just like, I just can't even think about food, let alone smell it or think of eating it. That's when I know my body wants to fast, because my body is telling me through nausea or like disgust that it doesn't want the food right now. It's like, please let that go for right now, and I need to focus on something. But in a couple hours or maybe tomorrow, I will feel like eating that big salad, and that's when you would break your fast and you would just, normally you don't really want a salad after you've been sick from a flu. You just want like broths or something, and it's natural. That's how we feel like breaking our fast, is normally with fruit juices or a broth of some kind or soup. But like I said, it's normally like during time of sickness, injury, or you're dying. Those are times when wild animals fast. They don't look at their watch and say, oh, it's January 1st, I'm going to fast for 30 days. But again, that said, I'm not knocking anyone who's doing it. If you're on a juice fast, awesome. Just be careful, because I've seen too many people over the 20 years that I've been in this industry. It's like so prevalent where people will do a fast, and then when they come off, they maybe stay on their healthy lifestyle for a week or so, or a month or whatever, and then they're back to the same thing that they've done that got them to that place in the first place. And then fasting, if you are already depleted, you can deplete yourself further. So yeah, there's all things to consider. I mean, I think that the best place to go is like watched over by a practitioner if you're going to fast. And yeah, I don't mean to like be a downer over on the fasting realm, but I'm just sharing my thoughts. And I appreciate the chance to be able to share that, because I've seen a lot of things and I talk to a lot of people, like thousands of people I talk to, and I get a lot of really interesting, scary stories. Women specifically who have wrecked their metabolism just by doing a juice cleanse. And that's a lot. Like, I've talked to a lot of people who've wrecked their metabolism. I ruined my metabolism in my early 20s when I did the master cleanse, and I did it to the book. I had the book and I followed it to a T. I broke it properly. There were times I broke a fast, because I've done fasting in the past. I have not fasted since being raw, juice or water fasted since being raw. And I broke it properly and improperly in my 20s. And both times wrecked my metabolism. I could, like, it was just like, no matter what I did, I was gaining weight like crazy after, even though I lost weight during it. And yeah, it needs to be respected. And the word detox needs to be used properly. It shouldn't be used for just any kind of symptom that's thrown around, like you can't explain it, so it must be detox. And that can be dangerous, because people who are losing their hair and they're saying, oh, it's just detox. Maybe it's because you're not eating enough and you need to actually eat food. So those are my 2 cents. I'm sorry I kind of went crazy on that one, but I just wanted to share. And like I said, I'm just sharing in these, so we'll see what you guys think. Do you like it? I mean, like, should I tone it down? Should I not, like, go this far? I'm not sure. But if you like it, please click like. Please write in the comments if you like these styles of videos, if you want me to do more. I need to know, because I want to do these, but if you guys don't like them, I don't want to do them. So let me know in the comments below, and yeah, we'll do that. But that said, it's been 22 minutes since filming, so I'm gonna sign off, and we'll be back tomorrow. Also, I posted a video, which I'll put in the cards up here somewhere, on how to wet chop cauliflower rice. So if you typically use a food processor, I find the wet chop is so much more efficient when you're making sushi, because you can squeeze out all the water and you can make it really fine and fluffy, and that makes the sushi stick and hold so much better. So I recommend the wet chop method, and you can watch that video from this video up in the cards. And yeah, aside from that, just recap, we've got a fruit festival coming up in the UK, which you can enter to win a ticket at fruitfest.co.uk/registration. Ted Carr and I and Nate are also doing a vegan retreat. It's a 10-day retreat in Portland, Oregon, February 12th to the 22nd. If you're interested in that, you can head over to healthywealthyvegan.com and check that out if you're interested. And then Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, you can find me at Raw Food Romance. On Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and on Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan. All of my recipe books are right here. You can click on this link or the link in the description box below. I also have print versions available off Amazon if you're interested in those. So I have my nice incense going on right here, so I'm gonna edit this video and yeah, post it. So I love you guys, and I hope that I didn't trigger anyone with that fasting thing. I really don't mean to. If you're fasting and you want to, that's totally your prerogative. Again, I'm just here to warn and to share a little bit of my own observations, and I don't mean it in any way like whatever. So yeah, I just love you guys, and I love that I can share on this platform. So until the next video, I love you all, and fruit on.